while it can continue to kind of escalate slowly, at some point there's going to be a threshold that's crossed, and that might lead to an all-out war. And if it does so, the entire region is going to be kind of brought into it. And this is extremely dangerous and something everybody here is feeling very closely. So the idea that everybody in Lebanon understands, and as far as Hezbollah is concerned, they say it very, very clearly. Each time Hassan Nasrallah comes on TV, he makes it clear. As far as they're concerned, it's an American war that uses the Israelis. It's not the other way around. So the U.S. is directly involved. Without U.S. weapons, without daily or weekly supply of U.S. weapons to the Israelis, they would have to stop. It's not even that they have to accept the ceasefire. They could not prosecute their war in Gaza without continuous American supply of weapons and support and diplomatic support, on top of which now, as I think you reported in the last few days, the U.S. has now sent in even more battleships, including kind of more aggressive and attacking offensive battleships into the Mediterranean and not far off the coast of Lebanon, presumably to kind of deter any kind of Hezbollah attack, or if there's an escalation, a much larger escalation. So the U.S. Defense Secretary has come out and said they will support Israel no matter what. Secretary Blinken has made it clear that they will support Israel no matter what. So there is this very clear and unfortunate kind of coming together of the United States with Israel in every action in Gaza. And I think what's interesting is that when Netanyahu went to the U.S. a couple of weeks ago, and there was this kind of, what appeared to be this very grotesque, applause within the U.S. Congress and his other meetings, it's very clear that Netanyahu came out of the U.S. either with a green light, some people say it's a green light by the Americans to kind of escalate in Lebanon and Iran, or perhaps more likely that he understood that he had no restraints. So he came, escalated in Lebanon, escalated in Gaza, escalated in Iran, and clearly relies on the U.S. to increase its deterrence, to send more weapons, to make it clear to everybody in the region that if Israel is attacked in a significant way, the U.S. will get involved. Now, it's unfortunate because there is no way that U.S. interest is for there to be a regional war. It's impossible for anybody to make that kind of argument or that case. So attaching the United States to a genocide in Israel and a kind of an extremist right-wing government in Israel that has incentives to keep escalating, certainly in Lebanon and even in Iran. This is an old plan. Netanyahu has for many years, if not decades, been talking about, trying to stop Iranian nuclear, facilities, to try to attack Iran, to try to create a weak Iran, and certainly to try to create a very weak and pliant Lebanon by destroying Hezbollah. So all of this is going, and the question is, why is U.S. interest so attached to these aggressive Israeli policies and actions and strategies here, instead of trying to do what they can do, which is to restrain the Israelis? Because as far as everyone else in the region is concerned, get a ceasefire, everything stops. Get a ceasefire, everything stops. That's it. It is as simple as that. The only people that can lean on the Israelis are the Americans, and everybody understands that. So only people that can lean on the Israelis are the Americans, and everybody understands that. So when people are watching social media and television and see the images in Gaza, this comes home, and it becomes more and more difficult to dissociate the United States from Israel, and that's really unfortunate.